Okay, I'm back in Fallout 4. This is my Abernathy Tower build, and I'm on the 3rd floor, the manufacturing hub, at the moment, so that I can show off the 4th floor luxury apartments that I just finished. So I want to take you up there to kind of show it off. I'm going to be showing these 4 luxury apartments in order of cost from lowest to highest, and it should go 4D, 4C, 4B, and 4A. So here we go. So this is the 4th floor, and got this done. So we come up, got some nice stuff here. So we've got 4A to your right, which is the most expensive unit here. And then next to it is 4B, which is the second most expensive unit. And here is the landing area for the 4th floor with a beautiful view of the area. And they've got a little bar here, and you can see they got some drinks, and there's some Nuka-Colas just available for them. They've got music and places to sit, just some decorations, just a really nice, comfortable area. We got 4C and 4D, and 4D is where we're going to start. So with 4D, this is the smallest of the 4 luxury apartments, and no balcony or anything, so this is the least expensive of the most expensive places to live here. And they've got some workbenches on their deck. They've got they both got decks with the safety bars kind of set in because this is the absolute maximum distance I can build. So anything past this just becomes problematic. So let's check out the apartment. So this is 4D, and so if you come in, we got a tiny little place here, and we've got a nice seating area here with the beautiful views, and they've got a kitchenette with some, most importantly, the espresso maker. They got some dispensers, sinks, that kind of fun stuff. They got a nice bed here, again, beautiful views. And I decided to make custom walls for this one for their bathroom. So ignore the flashing, that's from the manufacturing below. So they got a toilet off to the side and a bathtub, so they can take a bath and have a nice view. Very simple, yet nice little apartment. Nothing, no frills, nothing too crazy. So let's go on to 4C, which is this guy right here. This is the next most expensive. And these guys are when we start having decks on the outside. So let's go on inside. And in here, I already had this one done before when I showed it off. But so here's the final look before we do all the final clutter, which will happen after I'm completely done with the build. So they've got off to the right, they've got their own little deck. And of course they can, make food out here on their barbecue. A couple places to sit. And as you can see, they have an amazing view here. And so inside, everything, for the apartments, I basically made all the walls glass so that it would just feel bigger. They've got a little sparse but usable living room. Gorgeous, obviously gorgeous views. They got a bedroom, and then in here it's kind of a combination of a bathroom and a kitchen. So they've got a place to wash their hands, they've got food here, storage, they got a restroom, more storage. Nothing too insane. And so let's go and move on to the next floor. So we're going to go to the next apartment. We're going to go to 4B next. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm closing these as I go because you can do that in VR, which is really nice. So up at 4B, this is where the deck starts to become like a major part of the rental. So let's go on in. And so this is what it looks like here. Again, using all glass because I want it to be as light as possible and an open feeling as possible. Got a nice little living room here, and I'm being very violent with the door. And I've got a kitchen to the right, also in glass. I want the space to feel open, so everything is in glass. And then so we got a nice little spot here. They've got a door to their kitchen because fish and all that, it'll be smelly. So they got a little eat-o-matic in here, and then a place to wash their hands, some catch of the day, so to speak. Oh, tried to be cool and didn't work. There we go. So off to the right here, we did a couple of cool pillars And this is their bedroom. And they're also a little bit into the kink scene, so I got that right there. We'll just leave that there. And then so some music. Then they have the entrance to their deck. So they actually have they have a covered deck for this one for the majority of it, other than this one spot for the barbecue where they're cooking, and they've got a little booze still there. And then they've got an exercise bike out here, which, if this was my apartment, this is probably where I would spend 100% of my time, just looking out on Boston proper. And over to the side here, they've got observation area, which, as you can see, is very open and gives you a lot to look at. And then we have the most expensive apartment and the biggest. The absolute biggest. So 4A has a nice deck. They've got a dog, and they got a covered area. Again, the same railings set in, because anything further than that will not place. So it's just more trouble than it's worth. I can only get that line of cover, which still works pretty well as a porch cover. So inside, we'll go in. And these guys have huge amount of space. You might have seen it in my empty video when I was showing these floors as they were empty. So to the right, which is a kind of a pattern here, always to the right we have a kitchen. So these guys have a couple entrances to their deck. I'll do that last. There's not as much on the deck. So we got a little living room in front, and then in here we have their kitchen. They got a full proper stove. They've got other stuff going on in here. Lots of goodies. They got the coffee and the soda and just basically cooking. They need to wash their dishes. And so over here, I will eventually be adding all the junk, all the magazines. In here, we've got over through, they got a nice little observation window here that they can see down over the first floor. So Pearl's kitchen off to the left there, and the main entrance down there, and a little chandelier up there, and just some paintings on the walls, and you can see the other decks, which is kind of fun. And then they've got their bathroom here, and I did panel the interior of the bathroom. I liked it enough that I tried to do it on the outside and kept crashing my game, so I don't think my game liked me using all those panels. So we won't be doing too much of that. So we've got a little separation here with the bookcase, so they have their toilet and bathtub with a beautiful view. So let's go ahead and check out their bedroom next. So in here, we've got a very big bedroom here with a double bed that I glitched together. I might put a bench at the end of the bed, but otherwise we have a lot of space. I didn't want too much blocking the way, the view out to the outside, because that is basically what the reason they're paying so much. So we've got a double bed and some space. I'm gonna put a bench there, and then he's showing off with his money, just counting it probably. And then they've got a gym in the enclosed section of their deck. So they've got a wraparound deck. It's one of the reasons why it's the most expensive. So they've got a gym out here, and with some music and stuff. So rain or shine, day or night, they can come out here and exercise. And then during nice weather, they have this big deck with, of course, those kind of views, which are beautiful. So we can see Wicked Shipping, Sunshine Tidings, Boston. You can even see the Pridwin if you were over to the right a little more. So this is their deck. I didn't want too much on the deck, because anything that I put out here would just block the view from inside. So I made it really sparse. I'll be adding stuff to the shelves and that kind of thing when I start filling in all the clutter. And then they've got a little barbecue and a little place to sit while they're cooking. So that's the fourth apartment, and that's the fourth floor completely done. So I am now in the process of figuring out what to do with 5 and 6, because I don't know. And then 7 is going to be Brotherhood of Steel offices and training, and 8 is going to be the interior nursery. So they're going to have plants and stuff like that. I might make it more scientific, and they're going to Instead, they're gonna like develop new strains and stuff like that. So it won't look like a farm. It'll look more like on the Pridwin deck when you go to the back when they're growing the crops. It's going to look kind of like that. So 7 up here is also another one I don't know what to do with exactly. I might make a couple of these Brotherhood of Steel because I'm going to make 8 Brotherhood of Steel, but I might make 7, or maybe I'm going to make Brotherhood of Steel on 7, and I might make 6 their housing, just because it would make sense. There'd be a lot of them. I have a vertibird landing pad on the top with that elevator right there. So this is going to be the Brotherhood, and then this is their direct access through the nursery, which is empty, obviously, to their vertibird landing pad. So this is going to be where the vertibird would RP land. It won't actually land there, but I'm going to make it look like it does. And then they have the deck up here, which, I don't want them going over there. It's just a access here. And then as far as like the nursery is concerned, that's just going to have to I'm going to have to figure that one out. So I am looking for suggestions for 5 and 6 level floors 5 and 6. So if you know what to do, if you've seen the rest of my floors, I would like to know what other people think I should do with these 2 levels, because I'm a little overwhelmed with how much stuff I have to do. So yeah, 5 is next, and I don't know what to make it. Could be more administration or something. If you have an idea, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, thank you for watching. And that is the 4th floor complete. And we're halfway done. Not with the build, but we're halfway done of the 8 floors. We've got 4 of them done. I've also been building, it's hard to see, but I've been building up front. So there's a outside, and increase the entrance footprint. So it's coming along nicely, but it's still a long ways off. And some ideas would be fantastic. All right, thank you.